So the hate on J. Cole continues, man. Um, Another interview happened. I don't even know where it was from, who it was with. Um, and honestly, I don't even know what he even said. But I'm seeing a lot of videos saying these J. Cole interviews got worse. I was watching DJ Academic's live stream a little bit last night, and he was just hating. He was saying some stuff I do not agree with. He was saying, like, in 10 years, niggas are not going to remember J. Cole. Like, come on, bro. Because everyone thinks about the 1 and 2, but, like, bro, like, the top 5 in a certain period of time of rap is important, bro. Like, you can argue with the 2000s with, like, 50, Wayne, and what we're going to forget about Kanye. We're going to forget about Jay-Z. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's about what you like, and Cole's going to have his fans regardless, so... But, yeah, I'm just going to figure out, where exactly is the hate coming from? Is he contradicting himself from what he was saying before? I know, obviously, he was saying best rapper, and, anyone that goes against me, boom, like, it can get it. And then once the opportunity happened, it didn't. Like, he fell back. And I think that was, to me, it's mostly because he actually does have I don't even know, but had a friendship with Kendrick, or assume that he still does, and fake beefing is whack as fuck. So, like, if you don't really hate on the nigga, then, you know what I'm saying, what's the point to even respond? But he responded, he deleted it, whatever. I'm going to I'm going to react to this Sean C video. It is I Hate J. Cole Part 3. I haven't watched Part 1 or 2, but yeah, let's just get to it.
I didn't think there would be an interview tour that would be worse than Young Thug in 2025. Introducing Rap Mr. Rogers, Jermaine Cole.
I seen something too about Young Thug having some issues with Charleston White. I don't know exactly what happened, but Charleston White can always get niggas intimidated or something, bro. He can get niggas to do something. I don't know.
You are a J. Cole fan. There's one thing that I need you not to do, and that is to bring up other rappers who have said something similar, or rappers who have not fully lived their raps. I understand why you're trying to pick that defense. Here's why it doesn't work. J. Cole has used up a lot of social real estate over the last decade. And the people that he's decided to give commentary or thoughts on versus the ones that he's refused to or apologized for outright are very odd to me. And I really think the NBA comparisons are getting severely out of hand. J. Cole says that he is tapping into a rap persona. He can drop 80 on any given day, but can't overlook the skill set of someone like a Lupe Fiasco.
He said this at the Carmelo Anthony 7 p.m. podcast.
Or a Black Thought. Acknowledging other people's skill set, their arsenal, their repertoire, what they excel in is never a bad thing. In fact, I would think that when you see these performances from other people that are in your field, you get inspired, you get motivated, you get ideas. And J. Cole admitting that he has to tap into a persona is not something that I have a problem with. What I have a problem with is people who have taken his ideology in this interview and applied it to everyone else who's ever said they were the greatest of all time or the best rapper out. Let J. Cole speak for J. Cole. I also hate this NBA comparison. Like, why do we have to keep comparing rappers to ball players? These niggas have a schedule. J. Cole, you could have sat on 7 Minute Drill for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. J. Cole and Drake got to First Person Shooter in September or October of 2020.
Niggas was gassing it up, bro. Like, yo, you gonna let Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? You gonna let him just do that, bro? You gotta drop something now. He dropped, and, the rest is history, but...
3, Kendrick didn't reply to that song until March of the next year. That's over 6 months later. Niggas in the NBA have a schedule. They got games per day. They got to be up, work out, perform. J. Cole could go 2, 3, 4, 5 years without making an album if he chose to. The gap in time between...
I know the reference he was talking about. He was just like, it's not that far off from, like, playing basketball. I'm like, and I get what he was trying to say, but it's very much different because basketball is consistent as hell. You know what I'm saying? You got to show up pretty much every day. And rap music, bro, you could take time off And people can make you feel like, oh, you got to be urgent to drop something, but you ain't got to do shit, bro.
Y'all's performances is so wide, you could almost perfect a record before a ball player can have a perfect game. You have the ability to think about everything that you're saying, write it out, even consider how the public may consume it before you put it out. It's no surprise to me that a guy who is this short-sighted is saying that he has to tap into a persona in order to believe for the record that he's the best. This also sets up an incredibly disingenuous, inauthentic, and dangerous precedence in rap, where the person writing the song...
It's a little dangerous. I get what you're trying to say, because, like, yeah, people have personas and shit like that, but I'm more of a person that's, like, more within. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you could tap into a persona, and maybe me talking as an artist, I think I probably I don't even realize it, but maybe I tap into different personas depending on what I'm releasing. So, like, if I'm on this shit where it's just, like, it's more very, like, storytelling and, I don't know, more in depth about my life or something like that, I might be in a persona where it's just like, you know, I'm going to be on my bag when it comes to being in detail. Like, I'm going to be like the best lyricist I could be when it comes to detail, describing and everything. Or if I'm talking some shit where I drop a project where it's like, you know, maybe it's, you know, it's not literally like trap beats, but like more upbeat shit. And I'm just, you know, just rhyming, but using my best bars, my persona is going to be like, man, I'm the best right now, or at least locally where I'm from. So I get the personas, but I can understand where it can get a little contradicting when you're trying to just be real as fuck too. But I don't think J. Cole has issues with those two things. I hope. I don't think so, but I don't know. And that's the thing. It's like, it's like standing on business type shit. It's like, yeah, you could say something, maybe you don't mean it, but it sounds good when you write it, but you're better off saying it and you mean that shit and you move like it, you know? But yeah.
Any mishap, any slip up by saying, oh, I didn't even mean it like that. I was just tapping into my rap persona. That's my alter ego. Again, at its core, I don't have a problem with the idea of rappers playing themselves up beyond what they naturally would feel about themselves to give themselves more confidence, more energy, more bravado in a rap song. I don't have a gigantic issue with that. But we're not going to pretend like the people that genuinely believe those things aren't the ones that you would rather listen to. J. Cole is allowed to say, I'm the best rapper.
It's kind of like you can have a persona, but you got to mean what you're saying too. Because you could say like best rapper. But in reality, you just like, oh, I know I'm not. It kind of contradicts a little bit having a persona or not. But I get what Sean C's trying to say right here.
Out and not really mean it on a rap song. But I'm not.
And plus, I know J. Cole fans are sick because imagine your favorite rapper that you think is the best rapper comes out saying he's not. You can't really do nothing about that.
I'm gonna pretend like I don't enjoy it more knowing that Kendrick Lamar meant what he said when he said it's just Big Me on Like That. And now people are arguing from that POV as if all rappers who've ever said that thing didn't believe it the same way J. Cole didn't believe it. And that's just not the case, because I also don't believe he's the best rapper. You didn't need to tell me you were faking the funk for that. That makes you look worse. I'd have a little bit more respect for him if he meant it, but you telling me you don't mean it too is making me really want to delete any song that I actually enjoyed off the Fall Off. J. Cole, a bunch of niggas already knew that you wasn't the best.
I'm still playing the Fall Off.
You need to tell him you didn't believe it too. I remember making a video like 5 years ago when I was talking about why J. Cole might not be top 3. And I was willing to, in that video, entertain a world where Kanye would be in the top 3 before J. Cole. Future would be in the top 3 before J. Cole.
Tyler?
I said that about Tyler, the Creator, one time. I was wilding that day though. I was wilding. I was tripping. Let J. Cole tell it. Had he never rescinded 7 Minute Drill, y'all would be.
Shout out Tyler. That's still arguable. Tyler's a great artist, but
be the reason that he was involved in the entire back and forth. 2 years later, he'd be looking at us saying the fans made me do it. I ain't even believe none of that shit. I always love these niggas. They're my niggas. They're my homies. I always had love and respect for them. What I love also about this interview is how J. Cole's fan base have tried to gaslight anyone who sees a flaw in J. Cole's logic here by saying, oh my God, he's a 40-year-old. He's finally moving like a 40-year-old and y'all are mad at him. He's being mature. This this same mature 40-year-old is the one who's admitting during this podcast that he was peer pressured into responding. You're telling me 40-year-old J. Cole fell for rage bait and instigation akin to slide for Vaughn from people that he's probably well over a decade older than.
Oh, man. This is a crazy take.
Then in the same breath telling me he's mature because he don't even want to do it no more. And I know I said this earlier in the video, but J. Cole, nobody believes that you're the best. What he's essentially saying is I'm the Leonardo DiCaprio of rap with none of the acting
Some do.
skills of Leonardo DiCaprio. If you gave lyrical performances that were superior on a consistent basis, the majority of the people that most consider the best of the best in rap, either from lyrical content or from thematic or conceptual structuring, I might be a little bit more disappointed because I'd be like, damn, you mean to tell me a nigga with the lyrical content and conceptual depth of a J. Cole is, he don't really believe that he got it like that? Never having had the pen to even convince me that he was the best outside of just saying it on a rap song because it's something to say doesn't surprise me at all. Why would I be disappointed? In fact, it makes more sense. When you say for years that you're the best rapper, but the only reason you come out to say it's all been a persona is to shield yourself from you having had apologized when you were finally called to the podium to respond to one of the other guys who actually might believe he's one of the best rappers.
And this is what I'm saying, like, it's that North Carolina rap. I don't even remember the nigga's name. It's like, J. Cole can get in a beef, I believe that. But he's only going to get in a beef with someone he actually doesn't fuck with. That is what I think. And that's all I can say. Oh. Really? I'm thinking it was about this one nigga the whole time, but he said it wasn't. Damn, bro. This is interesting. Okay. I think Cole could drop 80 and like 60 on Lupe. Lupe is actually an insane lyricist, 100% yes. But I just feel like J. Cole got the delivery that can get more attention than Lupe. But Lupe is literally one of the top artists, like lyricists ever. Well, you could argue ever. Top 5 at least now. Same goes to Earl. You could put Mike on there if you argue with it, but yeah. So basically, it sounds like Shanti's like saying like, there's no problem being a peacemaker, dude. The one that wants no beef, no problem, or nothing like that. But it's about you contradicting in your rhymes, and then when it comes to interviews, you're all peaceful. So he said he was gonna put Diddy on the off season. That came out 2021. When did the Diddy stuff even pop up with Shorty, bro? That was like 2023. I don't know. Wait, but like that remind me. I think in 2022, when Joey Badass dropped 2000, which is crazy, but he started the whole album with Diddy like as the intro. Wait, was it Nas? No, Nas is in the interlude at some point. But he definitely had P. Diddy to start the album. But he's not gonna say all that, cause he's really on like the more peaceful side of things. He wants no trouble with nobody, and I get where J. Cole is coming from for real. But I think over time, even me growing up, I realized like if something is weird, you gotta point it out and act like it doesn't exist. I'm not saying just come at the person. Like maybe you do it in a private setting, but it can get a little contradicting and niggas don't know, like, you know, what do you stand on? Like, you know, because middle child's more like, you know, I'm dead in the middle. He was saying dead in the middle of 2 generations. He more like dead in the middle of just like anything that's going on. Like he's a very neutral guy. I think people just want to see J. Cole be like, hey, what side are you? So we understand your character a little bit more. So we just know like this is how you move. This is what you believe in. Crazy example, but Kanye is probably the best example of that. And we still play him. You could still argue with him. You could still have your disagreements, but niggas still gonna fuck with Ye because he's Ye. So I think I heard of it, but Usher was saying something where like he's not saying anything bad about Diddy or something like that, which is kind of sus. But hey, yeah, I'm not even no. All right, end of the video. I'm still a Cole fan. I get I understand a little bit more where people get frustrated with Cole at, and I hope he could even address it too, maybe somehow. But you know, the Fall Off is still a good project, still my favorite project this year. Definitely playing The Bully later today. I played it yesterday, sounded pretty solid, but I got to listen to it again a couple more times to really get the feel for it though. Appreciate y'all watching. One.